apparently Black America is in a mood to protest, so I have composed a short list of things that we can protest whenever y'all are ready. Sexy Red. Let me know when y'all are ready to protest Sexy Red. BBLs. We can protest BBLs. We can protest drill music. We can protest our boys wearing poo shiesty masks in 90-degree weather. We could protest our babies knowing TikTok dances before they can identify their letters. We could definitely protest that. We could protest those THC vapes being sold to our children, vapes in general that are being sold to our young people. Let me know when y'all are ready to protest that. We could protest tension alopecia and everything that's causing it. We could protest little boys twerking. Let me know when y'all ready for that. We could protest 14, 15, 16-year-old girls walking around looking like 35-year-old grown women in wigs, lashes, and a full face of makeup. Let me know when y'all ready for that. We can protest these mothers selling their food stamps to buy weed, just to then be in somebody's Facebook inbox begging for money. We can protest Takis. I don't trust Takis. I ain't never tasted a Taki in my life. It's something in them. We can protest women without life insurance getting BBLs. Could definitely protest that. As a matter of fact, we can protest parents in general not having life insurance. What's that about? We can protest living in Section 8 housing and getting a BBL. What's that about? Where are our priorities? We can protest Zeus Network entirely. The whole thing, Natalie Nunn, Lemmy, all of it. We can protest our kids having a higher rap IQ than they have a literacy score. Y'all let me know when y'all ready to protest that. We can protest the phrase YN. Who invented that? Who coined that phrase? And why are y'all owning it? Like it's something to be proud of. We can protest that. We can protest the outsourcing of call centers to Pakistan because those are jobs. Call center jobs used to be our go-to, and we've lost those. So let me know when y'all ready to protest that. We can protest mothers whose children don't have a college fund, but they want to get a BBL. We can protest every last Tyler Perry film, all of them. Okay? We can protest our boys wearing wigs and gowns to prom because who gonna be the men? That's what I want to know. We can protest every single Black drama series that's centered around crime and violence. All of them. Y'all let me know when y'all ready. We can protest that white line that the barber puts after their haircut, especially on dark-skinned Black men. It just messes it up. Who decided to do that? We could protest that and them unnecessary fibers and spraying all of that. Let's protest all of that. Let's bring back a fine man in a natural haircut, low-cut Caesar with the deep waves. What happened to that? We can protest studs being better fathers than the men who actually make the babies. Let me know when y'all ready. We can protest whoever is still selling crack. Whoever's responsible for still selling crack. I see dope things all the time. So whoever's selling them their drugs, we can protest them. We can protest women who have multiple absent baby fathers, because at what point does your discernment kick in? When do we learn our lesson? We can protest every Black drama series that's centered around sex and deception. And that probably will be covered under Tyler Perry Studios as well. So y'all let me know when you're ready to get to protesting. Let me know when we're going to hit them streets.
Now, let me say this, minus the few things, and I think there's probably like 1, 2, maybe 3 out of everything that she listed that I had a issue directly with. But other than that, what she said, she made some valid points. Very, very, very valid points. And these are all things dealing specifically with the Black community. It's not really talking about anybody else or mentioning nobody else. It's things within our control that we can decide to fix as a group and or people or as a community, right? And again, these are things directly within our control that we can literally fix. We can get to, again, I want people to pay attention. I'm not asking for every single Black person directly out here to get together. A lot of y'all can fall by the wayside. Cool. A lot of y'all feel that y'all individuals. Cool. No problem. Move over there with the rest of the millions, right? Just put 5 to 10. 5 to 10, maybe 15 million Black people out of the 40 and 50 that's out here. Because like I said before, there's only going to be a few like-minded Black people that are going to be able to accomplish and get this actually done. And I'm going to put that within in the frame, within a 5 to a 10 to maybe at the most, at the height, maybe about a 15. Everybody else will fall to the wayside. Everybody else should just be stop staring and looking and doing whatever it is that they normally do. Trust me, I'm going by the comments that I normally get whenever I try to say that the black community is a community. People want to, I'm individual, me and my family, this, I make my own. Again, push your individual self with the rest of the millions out there. Y'all cool, y'all got it, right? So all I'm saying is this: with the like-minded black people directly out there, and this is something that is just solely pertaining to the black community. So really, nobody else needs to actually speak. If you are outside of the black community, really, you don't need to speak. If you are of any other descent, you really don't need to speak. Especially if you are white, you really don't need to speak, right? So for the like-minded black people out there, when it deals with the specific issues that she has, there's a lot of issues of which people in the community could take hold of and be like, all right, raise your hand if you want to be a part of the group that's going to handle this issue, right? There's enough black men out there, we could handle the issue, have the conversation when it deals with, fathers in the black community, the few that decide that they don't want to do for, that they want to, run away from, and different things of that nature. Again, if you are one of the black men that said, I'm not about to be a stepfather, again, push yourself to the side. We're not talking about you. I'm not about to protect. I push yourself directly to the side. I'm not talking about you. I'm not about to look out for anybody. I push yourself directly to the side with the other millions. Just go directly over to the side. We're not asking people who cannot sit up there and do. We're not talking to people who cannot do, who cannot fathom, right? Who cannot envision. Not talking to you. You lack imagination. Go over to the side. To the like-minded black men directly out there, there are topics within this of which we could come together and formulate plans and act directly on those plans, right? The black woman listed the whole thing dealing with the call centers. That is an issue. Because at one point in time, I remember growing up that you would be able to, if you had to, even when it dealt with the operator, right? You could press 0 or pound, whatever it was, and you would get an operator directly on the phone. I would hear the voice of a black woman. Rare few times I would hear the voice of a black man. That would be like rare. And I was like hyped, like, yo, how you get this job? Like, yo, what you? And I'm instead of me trying to get, trying to get to wherever it is that I'm going, I'm having a conversation with the brother because I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you working at the call center. Like, how is it like, working there, the things that it was like a whole different thing, right? Like I said, dope times. And now you don't have that no more. Everybody else is like from India. It's crazy work. Even like I said before, even when you want to try to check in on your bank account and you might have a problem, you think you dial in America, you dial in India. And somebody there who can barely speak English with a deep, heavy accent is picking up, and you're trying to really have a cordial conversation with this person, try to get this problem fixed, and you can't because there's, issue with translation. And I've had this a multitude of times. Some of them, they can be very nice. But again, there's an issue when it deals with those who are in a different country, who barely know English, who barely speak the language, but yet you're working on American lines, dealing with American situations. It doesn't make sense. Other issues that has to deal with the potential protection within the black community. Again, I'm not talking to the black men who want to sit up there and say that, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not. Stay directly to the side. We're not talking about you. Stay directly to the side, because 9 times out of 10, you're barely even protecting your own family. Let's just be real. Let's just be honest. Let's just call a spade and put it directly where it is. 9 times out of 10, if you sit up there saying that you're not willing to do something, you've been already not willing to do that in general when it deals with your life. If you're not willing to work with black people to try to come up with a plan, you've been not willing to come up with a plan even for yourself in your own life, and you've been trying to deviate from that and blame other people and trying to find scapegoats and other what you would consider valid reasons or excuses as to why it is that your life is in the constraints or the situations that it's currently in, right? When it deals with a black woman, she brought up something I never even thought about before. You have black women in the hood living on Section 8, getting their bodies done. That by itself does not even make sense. How does that specifically even work? You on government assistance. You got multiple kids. None of the fathers of those kids are even present in their lives. and you're going out there with lack of money, somehow, some way, getting your body augmented. For what? I'm a little bit confused. Your kids are looking like and dressed like they're coming from a third world country. You got all types of roaches and bug infestations. Your kids are sitting up there sleeping directly on the floor because they don't actually have a bed frame, so the mattress or the airbed is directly on the floor. And the kitchen in the house is in shambles. The kids every single day are eating stuff either from Uber Eats or whenever you happen to go out and you got some random dude picking you up and you go get food from McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. Like, there's not even any type of cooking going on, no type of cleaning actually going on. The kids are out here sitting up there cussing. They're doing the same thing that adults sit up there and do. And you think that with all of the priorities that are messed up, everything that you should be focused on, you think that, let me go get my body done. And like I said before, I'm glad that she said it. She's a black woman. I'm glad she mentioned it. I'm glad she said it, because if a black man at any moment in time were to have said this online, if a black man at any point in time were to have made a video about this, if a black man at any moment in time even wrote a tweet directly about this, it would have blew up. This man that black man and many others would have been crucified. People would have been trying to get their information and get them fired directly from whatever job directly out here. People would try to levy the argument, he doesn't like black women, he hates us. But now when you got a black woman saying it, the only thing that they can sit up and try to call her, she's a mammy, she's a pick me, she's this, like I said, to get away from the important parts of what it is that she stated, of which black women have to take accountability for. That's some crazy work. Nobody can give me a valid reason on why a black woman living on government assistance needs to get her body done. That's crazy. You need to sit up there and make sure that those kids actually have an IQ. You need to make sure that those kids can read instead of doing all of these rap lyrics, instead of being able to do all of these dances. And like she said before, you got a lot of these young black boys out here twerking. I done showed y'all videos of that 2.5, maybe 3 years ago. Showed you countless videos. I still got them up on my IG, where you got this one black woman. I don't know if she's a sister or a mother or aunt, whatever it is. It's the main song, bow, bow, bow. And then when a beat comes on, you see her sitting up there walking and twerking. And then you see all of these other boys between different age ranges, single digits, probably to preteen, sitting up there dancing and twerking. I'm like, what is this? What is happening? What is going on? And the only thing that people can sit up there and say is like, it's the black man's fault. It's the father's fault. Huh? If the father's not there, how are you going to continue to blame somebody that's not there? That don't even make no sense. What are we doing? What are we doing? At no point in time have I ever heard of a father going online and deciding that he wants to sit up there and try to blame the reasons as to why his daughter is acting a certain type of way, and sit up there and say, that's because the mother ain't here. That's why. It's because the aunts aren't involved, because black women aren't involved in this little. No, if the father is there, he's like, I gotta sit up there and do better. I gotta come, better as a parent. I gotta be more strict. A father will sit up there and figure it out. I ain't never heard a point in time of a father getting online and blaming black women for the reason why his daughter's out there twerking, out there going to clubs, out there going to and from with guys, jumping in and out of cars. Never. But yet, when it's the reverse, it's always the father's fault. It's always a black man's fault somehow, some way. Like I said, this black woman listed all of these things that we could be protesting, having conversations with, of which are in the control of black women to sit up there and do. Again, things there that black men can sit up there and handle on their side, other things that black women can sit up there and handle. Number one, like she said before, Zeus Network. There's only 2 demographics that literally watch Zeus Network. None of them have to do with straight black men. That's why I'm going to put that. Number 2, we got the Tyler Perry films. Every single Tyler Perry film, like she listed, a black woman is struggling. She's gone through horrendous history dealing with black men. Black men are just never good. It's always some type of tale of a black woman having to go through some type of slavery struggle in order to get to a silver lining or to some type of promised land. And every single time, the black man is always the worst thing there. I'm like, where is any Tyler Perry story where a black woman has never went through any of this and she is just working on becoming the best woman that she can be? She didn't have anything dealing with any child history dealing with black men. She didn't have bad relationships or bad marriage or divorces. She's not like a single mother, and it's always this main sticking point. And I'm like, that's a little bit weird. And nobody finds that weird. Like I said, just like Zeus Network, you got a lot of black women directly up there, and every single time I see clips, I always see women fighting, getting naked, sitting up there fighting, throwing hands, people talking about gun this and gun. But like I said, like the black woman mentioned in the video, whenever people are ready to protest all of those things that she listed and more, and have a conversation, we can do that. But 9 times out of 10, when any of these subjects or topics are specifically directed towards the black community, when they're directed towards black men and black women, and everybody can have their hands directly out and take their fair share of whatever job it is, nobody wants to put their hands out. Nobody wants to raise up their hands. Nobody actually wants to fix anything. Everybody just wants to sit back and complain. So again, this is why the black community looks the way that it is. This is why the kids act the way that they do. This is why, you don't have any elders. This is why, again, like she said before, you got the terminology of YN. And that terminology was literally just created, and you got everybody using it. It's impossible for everybody to even be a YN if you actually know exactly what it means. And especially if you're white, it makes no sense for you to even be saying that. Like I said, nobody wants to pay attention. Nobody wants to take accountability. Nobody wants to put any type of parameters or border when it deals with any of these things. They just want to let it be. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything. Now listen in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.